we did the first season. I don't want to see the end of the world.
I want to see someone stop somebody who's robbing banks.
I want to see some Alan Moore, Tom Strong alternate realities where it's like everything's a cartoon character and Looney Tunes rule apply.
I can't wait to see the Deadpool analog in Heroes.
But you know what? I mean, we've had 2 episodes, and so far they have not gone back to the girl in New Orleans who could like watch anybody do anything and copy that power.
I love the Taskmaster chick.
Yes, me too.
Chick is very cool.
Me
She
too.
was cool.
And in 2 episodes, they have not addressed her at all.
That's a shame.
And it's like they got too many characters on that show.
She was one of the most interesting characters on
And
it.
it's like they got too many characters on the show, and on the commercials they say like, "Hey, we got some other characters we want you to vote on for webisodes." It's like, no,
They're called the Tailies.
All that happened because of this Heroes Origins project that never actually happened.
Yeah.
Thank
because
God.
they were planning on segueing the shit into hopefully a second series, which would have been cool if the second season of Heroes had been good, but unfortunately it was, disposable garbage.
But like I said, with the second episode, I'm now anxious to watch it again.
I will keep following it this season because you're right. In general, there's just enough interesting elements here for me to go, They get back to the whole the older adults, like what was their thing whole about, which was interesting. Like what happened with this previous generation?
Yes,
that's much more interesting.
And
has William Catt shown up yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
there's a great William Catt scene.
He's in it for a few minutes.
But no, it's awesome. And the fact that they have a new dimension to Sylar. Like as much as I was sick of Sylar, there's something that happens with him in the last scene of the second episode that makes me go like, wow, an evolution with this character. All right, I'm interested now.
He's all about logic.
Even so, Even so, I'm still like, really? Can we please have a new villain? Please have
but
a
the
new
idea
villain.
that he might not be a villain all the time.
I want the new villain.
He's popular. Let's make him into the Punisher.
No. It's not. He's not popular at all.
I want the new villain to be played by the guy who played Spider-Man in the 70s TV show.
Nicholas Hammond.
Well done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well done.
he was in The Sound of Music.
Yeah, Nicholas Hammond.
And I want it to be a musical episode.
I thought he was
Awesome.
a great
I can
Peter
watch
Parker
that when I'm
/ Spider-Man.
And
I always
masturbating.
did.
He was decent.
Yeah, I liked him.
I always thought John Ritter would have been a great Peter Parker.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
You can still get his kid to play.
You're a John Ritter fan past the realms of logic.
Dude,
That is bizarre.
John Ritter helped me through some dark times.
I appreciate that.
Apparently so.
I like Ritter too. Well, we're going to move on to the next. This is, by the way, we never even did this, but this is our TV preview episode.
That's
where
right,
We're going
it
to take a
is.
look, some of it real quick, some of
Was
it
there
more
another
in depth.
TV show? Should we be discussing more TV? Is that the next question we're going into?
Well, no. I just wanted to set up what we're doing. I'm just saying, let's go to the next show, which is Fringe. New show by J.J. Abrams, who's done Lost, which is a personal favorite.
Right.
Of,
And Alias,
Leon
one of the
Rice.
greatest spy TV shows.
Up
And now
until the
J.J.
last
Abrams has come back to do his version of the X-Files.
Yes, and not really. Okay, let me just put it.
It's
this
not really
way.
a version.
There's a point in the show. There's a point in the first episode of the show where one of the characters goes, "The truth is kind of over there," and you're like, really? Come on. Okay, it's a partner team investigating the paranormal and the occult, one of which is more skeptical and one of which is more of a believer. Is any of this ringing any bells for you yet?
Yes, but the believer character in this version is a blonde woman. And we know how blonde women are generally very incredulous.
I want
This makes a lot of sense.
one of the other taglines is I want to have faith in some sort of thing.
I have not seen the third episode of Fringe. I've only watched the first two.
I watched
That's
the
the
first
one
two.
where the aliens kidnap his sister.
Yeah. Okay.
But I got to say that, for as much as I was hyped to see this, I'm not very impressed by it.
Well, let me tell you this: the writing was just downright bad at points, especially the dialogue. You're like, ouch! There are points I just cringed. Going,
it
what
can
the
be
fuck?
very CSI at times, and the woman who's like the main FBI agent or whatever she is, she seems to go to her boss and say, "This is what I need, and I need it right now," and walk away before her boss can tell her no.
Yeah.
So she gets it. He's like, "Oh, well, shit, I didn't get the chance to tell her no, so I guess I have to give it to her."
Well, I'm glad this is coming out now because it will give everybody a nice cushion for the inevitable disappointment that the new Star Trek movie will be.
It's being, and I didn't even realize this till recently, but pretty much everything in J.J. Abrams' stable except Lost is written by the same group of people. Kurtzman, and I forget
Lindelof.
some Mexican guy.
Harvey Kurtzman writes for them? Awesome. I thought he was dead.
And Alex Kurtzman. And they wrote the Transformers film. So
Oh, are you serious?
you're
that
right.
should tell you a lot.
Oh,
They're
holy
writing
shit.
the
Man,
new
that
Star
cast
Trek
Orson
movie.
Welles, baby. Come on.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you know what?
Judd Nelson.
When I did my research on this today, I was like, wow, every ounce of excitement I had for the Star Trek movie just dissipated.
Oh,
Woohoo! I win.
Wait, are these the same people who wrote Eagle Eye?
All right. So anyway, Fringe, look, it's got some. As much as I was annoyed by the ways it copied the X-Files, at the same time, there is something there. It's building some elements that are interesting, even if they are very reminiscent. And I'll be curious to see where it goes. I'll follow it for at least another 3 or 4 episodes.
I'm the same way. I'm not ready to cut it off.
Yeah.
But it's hanging by a thread.
I like the guy who plays their boss. He's that creepy black dude who always plays like a zombie.
Well, clearly,
or-
J.J. Abrams is a big fan of Oz.
Yeah.
Because he employs a lot of people from Oz
yes,
in
he
his
does.
shows.
Shit, dude. Is that he from Oz? Who was he in Oz?
No, he played Desmond Mobay, who was an undercover cop
Yes.
on Oz.
Oh
And-
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and-
he
and
was. He's also a big fan of The Wire because
Right, right, that guy's on The
They have
Wire.
a whole like little interchange. Right? Yeah, he was the lieutenant who later became commissioner, I guess,
Right.
on The Wire.
And he plays
he's
Abaddon
awesome.
on Lost.
Yeah.
No,
forgot
I
he
really
was in
like that actor a lot. I
Yeah.
really do. I've liked almost
It'd be
everything
nice
I've
to
seen
know
him
what
in.
his name
And he also
is.
has
He-
Alvarez.
Desmond Abaddon. Is that
It's
what
probably
No,
unpronounceable
Desmond
by
Mobay
white
was who he
lips.
was.
So.
What's his name? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know his real
It's
name.
like Chiwetel Ejiofor. I can't. White people
Chiwetel
can't say it.
Ejiofor.
What else you for, motherfucker?
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Wow, your grandfather was playing around, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
Got some soul in me, motherfucker.
All right, so we're gonna move on. Next one is True Blood, HBO's new show by the creator of 6 Feet Under.
Okay, let me say
Alan
this.
Bell.
Let me say Alan Ball,
Alan Ball, sorry.
who also directed Towelhead, which is like a movie I just recently saw, which is probably go in my top 10 of movies for this year.
Wow.
Damn.
And he was involved with what's it called?
Beauty.
American Beauty. Thank you. And
He wrote it,
6
right?
Feet Under was his baby. And so when I was in San Diego Con, they did a lot of promotion for True Blood. They had people standing on the street handing out flyers that were all about the Vampire Registration Act and treating vampires like regular citizens.
Back to LARPing.
Yeah, and practically. And I blew it off thinking this will be a syndicated cable show like that one with the guy who looked like Benny Hill, who was a detective. Forever Night.
Next, after Birds of Prey.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was one of those until I found out Alan Ball is involved. I'm like, wow, on HBO. Gotta watch this.
Yeah.
It's going to be something more than what I think it is.
Excited about
And then
it.
I
Why
see.
am I waiting for the huge crushing ball of disappointment
No.
to come out?
Alan
from the,
Ball of disappointment.
Yes,
Well-
to come out of the crumbling temple that I'm running out of.
That's because when I saw the first episode, it was everything I was afraid it was going to
Yes.
be before I found out Alan Ball was involved.
No.
No, it's all right. Here's the thing. We've done the vampire thing
Yes.
in almost every way it can be done. No,
You know what we need? Werewolf! Werewolf!
Just go ahead and sit back. Go get a snack, Beau. This is out of your league,
So to speak.
so to
It's
speak.
out of the league.
But you know what? I like vampires. I grew up loving vampires. But you've got to do something really different. And yeah, this sounded different. They're like, wow, it's a world where vampires have come out. They're like, hey, we're here.
Where bloodsuckers
Whatever rhymes with
get used to
queer,
it.
get
Yeah.
used to
wait,
it. Yeah.
wait.
Alien Nation with vampires.
It's alienation.
Oh,
of vampires.
you nailed it.
Yeah,
That's what it
but
is.
wait.
Except it's not, because it all takes place in a shithole town in the
Wait,
middle of the
wait,
bayou
wait,
in Louisiana.
Wait. No, I've seen all 3 episodes, okay?
Okay.
And the thing is, it started off slow, and I think where he's coming from is a character study in these guys, like the main vampire guy, which I think is interesting. He starts off very slow, but
Is it Tom Cruise?
Yes, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. No, but it's
My God, you guys are making this sound like the gayest show.
no. The show is
Dude,
that has
there's-
come out
no.
since
There
Queer
is
as Folk.
there is no way to have a vampire show or movie
No.
and not have it sound gay.
Yeah, no.
Unless it's Near Dark.
But the main vampire guy that's very interesting. It's very interesting what they do with him is that, okay, the guy was turned around the Civil War. Okay. He came back to the house that he's moving into was in his family's house, was like a family house of his when he was, back in 1860, whatever,
Right.
And the way he talks, the way, because he's, sweet on this one mortal woman, Sookie, who's played by...
Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin.
They still name women Sookie in the South?
Yeah, Sookie.
Oh
in Louisiana, yeah.
Yeah, in
Oh,
Louisiana.
yeah.
And she's played by, her name is Sookie, and she's and you don't know her story yet because she's more than mortal because she can hear everybody else's thoughts, but she can't hear his thoughts. And then these vampires have this thing where they can sweet on the mortals, but vampires can't sweet on her. So you're still discovering who she is as a character.
The point is there's a lot of people with really annoying fake Louisiana accents.
Well, that's the thing.
This whole thing.
It's one of these things where like they go like, okay, you're in Louisiana, the deep South, you have a deep Southern accent, and unless you're from the South, maybe you don't know the difference between the accents, but their accents are all from different regions.
Because people from Louisiana, especially coonasses from Louisiana, they sound like they're from Brooklyn.
They
dude.
do.
They do.
They do. I
no,
do.
it's
I
true.
know. I've been out to the
When I met
Bible.
my auntie, I thought I was like, gee, is she from Manhattan? What the fuck?
But
Thibodeau.
If you listen to Emerald Lagasse, he
Right.
sounds like he's from Boston.
He does. Yeah.
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 No,
But
My best friend's from Thibodeau, man. It's like,
I
no.
know
really,
Thibodeau.
it's
I
like
played Thibodeau.
the last gigantic vampire thing that happened was Anne Rice. And it was all about Louisiana.
Right.
So you're trying to sell us on something totally new
But
about
you guys
vampires,
are
and you're
forget-
setting it in Louisiana again?
But no,
Why?
but the other half of it you guys aren't talking about, which should lead to hopefully, and I like the 3 episodes and I'm into it, but I'm hoping it gets better because the other half of it though is that the humans feast on the vampires because they use their blood.
Yeah, humans
as a
can get
drug.
high off of vampire
Right,
blood.
which I thought was an interesting. I mean, I'm not a vampire. I'm not a vampire connoisseur, but I thought that was an
And
interesting twist.
Well, I think
and,
that's
and I
one
thought,
of the.
and I thought that was cool, but they're just developing that now.
I think that's one of the reasons they did set it in like this ass fuck small southern town because the vampire blood is kind of an analog for meth addiction, and where you get meth addiction, small little shitholes like
Yeah,
that.
but
Well,
you
I-
didn't-
Why can't you say Abel Ferrara? We've already done this too with vampires.
I can
vampire
see-
sucking blood and stuff is an allegory for addiction to drugs. It's
well,
already
you
been
seem
done.
to be criticizing it because it's using a trope, but it's not just using one trope; it's exploring like several tropes.
Like Sookie goes out and saves the vampire in the first episode because these trailer trash guys were bleeding him for the blood so they could sell it I think he sell like $300 an ounce for the drugs. And then Sookie saves them, the vampire goes nuts, and then they attack Sookie and the vampire goes nuts and creates like a tornado just on their trailer, and everybody's like, how does this happen? I didn't hear no
So,
tornado.
are there any Malkavians in this at all?
if I could just like shed a little insider light to you guys, I
Yes.
would talk with a guy who works on production for that movie and several others.
Sweep that name up too.
I know. I hate to be.
Wow, I'm tripping over that name drop.
I'm not name dropping because I'm not telling you the guy's
Oh,
name.
I hurt my ankle.
No, come on,
tripping over the
Some
drop.
really important guy I know.
guys, let Carlisle speak.
Oh! Let me pull that knife out of your
Kiss
back.
my black ass. I would just tell you guys that outside of whatever Anne Rice connection there is at shooting it in New Orleans, a big factor in it is the fact that New Orleans makes it really easy to shoot films there because they give huge subsidies.
No, it's
and all the production that used to be here in Austin and other parts of Texas has moved to New
Shreveport.
Orleans.
And
New Orleans is
New
like
Orleans.
another New Zealand because it's so easy, it's so cheap to shoot your movie there. And that's a big-
40-something% tax break.
Yes,
Yes.
that's a big reason why the movie is set there. Well, I will say this about New Orleans. New Orleans is so corrupt that even Mexico looks at them and go, God damn.
And they were that way before they were a national disaster.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've had a couple of friends who study law, and they're like, "Dude, when you're like studying like state law, everything just said like everything. There's like a little asterisk, and you look at the asterisk, it says except in Louisiana."
Much like Fringe, I would say just keep giving it a chance.
I want to make one point, and that is that I have not seen it yet, but I thought 6 Feet Under got off to a slow start. The first couple episodes, I was like, yeah, this is okay. It's enjoyable. Man, that's one of my favorite series ever.
That's a good point.
favorite series
That's funny
ever.
because I was prepared to not like 6 Feet Under, and I thought the first episode blew me away and hooked me in.
see,
That's
I'm
because
with
you're
you.
smarter than me.
You guys can challenge me if you want, but I think the very last episode of 6 Feet Under is the greatest last episode of any TV show ever in the history of TV.
I will say this: it has the absolute greatest last 2 minutes of any episode of television ever.
Yeah.
Any ending episode.
Yes.
It's just so beautiful and so profound and
Yes.
so just, oh my God, there's no better way you could have done it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on to the next thing. There's a couple that I don't know shit about what's happening with right now. I'm just going to...
Okay, just toss them out there.
That you mentioned, so I'm going to... Yeah, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I haven't seen but maybe a few episodes.
Oh my God!
show is so
yeah,
funny.
yeah. I mean, I gotta say, like that's a show that, like, I think last season I thought it was just okay, kind of funny. The episodes this year, there's been only 4 of them because they keep showing 2 episodes every Thursday when it comes on. I don't know why they're bunching them all together, but they have made me laugh out loud and to where I think about them all week long.
I think they just played it safe in the first season because they were like, well, who knows where this is going to go.
Right.
And they just seem to have like a carte blanche check
Right.
written by them by FX because, I mean, I don't know all that many people that even know about the show. But
Yeah.
since
I've
they
never
figured
seen
out
it.
that
Yeah.
since they figured out that, oh, well, we can pretty much do whatever the fuck we want at this point. Screw it. And they get vile with the humor on that show, and it's so fucking funny. And it's made even more surreal by the fact that fucking Danny DeVito is a regular on the series, and he's just this repulsive, horrible little man. Everybody on the show,
But everybody.
if you think the guys on Seinfeld are horrible people, no.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they took the Seinfeld
Seinfeld
model
on crack.
of the 3 friends, the 4 friends, 3 guys, 1 girl, and they said
Added
like
the character from Taxi.
Well, it's, even before they brought him in, it was like, wow, what if we took these 4 characters, but we made them younger, and we took their most despicable characteristics and just pumped that as far as we could, and all they do every episode is try to fuck each other over and get ahead as far as they can by doing the most fucked up thing they can and have no conscience about it. And then in the second season, Danny DeVito saw the show and said, I love this show. What do I got to do to be on this show?
I know.
exactly what happened.
It's basically like, fucking like, and I'm not comparing the two, but it's like a major movie star like Michael Caine watching your show and going, well, that looks great. Come be on your show.
I hope somebody is pointing out from your plot description, Leon. I hope someone has pointed this out to the Spill the Movie group.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, if suddenly Samuel Jackson was listening to this, somebody told him, like, you can listen to LEOG. He says, God damn, motherfucker, I got to be on one of these, motherfucker.
I gotta be on the Leon.
It's if Samuel Jackson started flying in here every Friday night and being like, all right, guys, what are we talking about? It's like, holy shit.
So
cool
is
would
there
that
something
be?
new happening in the
You know what?
episodes?
Let me just say that I really wish Samuel L. Jackson would fly in here and be a part of the LEOG, because then maybe you fuckers wouldn't be so haphazard about talking shit about the prequels.
That's true. Wait, what?
When Mace Windu would lay some smack on.
Oh, I'd love to have Samuel
Me and Mace
Jackson here.
Windu.
I would totally have a video camera set up and be provoking the shit out of him until he
This is
beat
like-
that
this is like-
crap
this
out
is-
of me, because I can't imagine another way I'm going to get rich.
Dude, Samuel L. Jackson isn't rich. Have you seen some of the movies he's been in?
I mean, well, why do you think he'd want to beat the crap? He was like, shit, motherfucker, you know that shit was lame.
That's true.
I was just
This
collecting
is
the
a
paycheck.
script. That's a good script.
I got a
This is
purple
good-
fucking lightsaber out of it, bitch.
That's a good.
Sewer rat could taste like pumpkin pie, but I ain't gonna eat one as long as I'm doing these Star Wars movies.
All right, let's move on to the next one, the Sarah Silverman program. I love Sarah Silverman. Only watched the first season so far, which I totally adored. But what, you hate Sarah Silverman? Greg,
I'm
the bassist?
I'm strange because, and I've been trying to figure out if it's because I don't think women are funny, but I don't think it's that.
Okay,
Wow, you
Jerry
really
Lewis.
don't think
No,
women
no,
are funny?
No, I don't like her, and I can't stand Tina Fey. And I
He
don't know
doesn't
why.
have He doesn't have to think women are funny because he plays an instrument.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
he gets
no.
pussy
You know what?
anyway.
You don't think they're funny because they're smart women who won't fall for that
No.
bullshit you play.
No.
You slap around on
No, because
Hey, man, that ain't
no,
funny.
because musicians make smart women act stupid, and I know that. I mean, look at you can name a bunch of.
Oh,
different
you can name tons,
Hey, look at.
but you
Rick
can't name
Ocasek.
those two.
Hey, look at Rick Ocasek. Look who we got. Anyway, but no,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know,
Paulina
I don't know why-
Poroscova is a brain surgeon. In her spare time, when somebody's not taking a picture
You're
of her,
right,
she's like,
but she's
whoa,
hot, though.
get me
She's-
some open brain over here. Stat, I'm going to work.
Or who's the one that married the guy from Black Rose?
Oh, Kate Hudson,
Kate
yeah,
Hudson.
another reference out of the,
I guess
the
this is-
Genius File.
Kate Hudson and her.
Her mom was
Hawn.
Nobel Prize winning physicist Goldie fucking Hawn.
And her
Okay,
dad was
enough
in
of that.
Escape from
I don't
L.A.
know.
Hold on, Greg. I'm gonna go get you a bigger shovel.
All right. Okay, that
No,
wasn't
her
work.
dad actually was
No.
one of the Hudson brothers,
Yeah.
which
Hysterical.
is even worse.
But wait a second. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know why I'm not a big fan of Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, we don't know either.
I'm not
Yeah.
either.
What? Oh, that's
Thank
yeah,
you
but
for
you don't.
backing
You
me
like
up.
the prequels. So your opinion.
That's
is,
your
I think-
fallback.
Wait,
She
why
bases
why
her
don't you
humor
think
on-
she's funny.
She's
just-
and this is I
Because she's a
mentioned this.
pinko leftist.
I love Janine Garofalo. I thought she was funny. I love Janine Garofalo.
yeah,
See-
but Janine Garofalo's not that funny. She's just kind of cool.
But she was funny. She was funny when she.
I like Janine Garofalo. I like Tina Fey, but Sarah Silverman, she's all right. But I just feel like she too often relies on the "I'm a cute girl" saying something really offensive.
I have to agree with you there.
Yeah,
And
that's, that's not funny.
Because Jason and
That's
I
not
went
funny.
together to see her movie Jesus is Magic.
Which is not magic.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
movie
because it is.
sucks.
It's like you totally see her formula. It's like, yeah, I'm going to set you up with this and say something really shocking, but I'm a cute girl, so you don't expect it.
And I would agree with that.
There's no
I
depth
think there are parts of. I think Jesus' Magic works in segments.
Sure.
Yeah. As a whole, doesn't work all that well. The Sarah Silverman Show, however, yeah, it is based on her comedy, but it's also very much about making fun of the sitcom format and deconstructing it. And not only that, but deconstructing a lot of popular movie tropes. And the staff writers that she has, they do that very well, and they incorporate her humor really well in doing
No,
it.
I agree. Absolutely. I think that's the difference because I didn't think Jesus' Magic was funny at all on the whole. And the show, it's partially who she's working with. You got Brian Posehn and people like that. What's the other Zach Galifianakis?
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach
made
Oh,
it,
is
yeah.
that him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she gets a lot of people from the comedians of comedy scene. I mean, and she's part of that herself.
And her very hot younger sister.
Laura Silverman, who is her real life sister, plays her sister in the series.
Would it be name dropping if I said I hung out with the two of them at when I was at San Diego Con?
No, if you have sex
Absolutely
with
it
them when
would.
you have pictures.
Really, you hung out with Sarah?
No,
and
I
Laura
didn't. I
Silverman?
didn't actually hang out with them. I was at the same club, and they
So,
were like
so you
2
caused a
feet away
breakup
from
between
me.
her and Jimmy Kimmel.
But I was able to watch. Like she was like really playing around with that lesbian comedian Tig the whole time. It was right
who,
after her
who
split
has
with-
actually been a character on the show.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Is that
But
why
the thing
she broke
is,
up with Jimmy Kimmel?
no,
Nobody knows.
No, nobody
see,
knows.
no.
But I will say, like when her show first started coming on, I thought it was very much like, oh, it's the television series of Jesus is Magic. But by the end of the first season, I saw how it had branched into its own thing.
Yeah.
And the second season I thought was brilliant.
For a comedy to be funny to me, no one can be laughing on the actual recording of it. I have to choose to laugh or not myself.
Sure.
I don't
Happy
want to be
Days.
forced into infectiousness.
Yeah.
So all of those night courts, those
No,
were
no,
horribly
I'm saying
unfunny.
now. I'm saying now. I'm
now
just
they're
saying.
gonna wait
Now
That's
they've
over.
learned better.
Play us some Night Court, Greg.
Oh man.
Oh, you
Yeah.
still haven't learned night.
Boom.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
You're fired. Get out.
We're
Get out.
paying him too
How
much.
about Barney Miller?
Okay, do some Barney
fuck
Miller.
Barney Miller.
Oh, like there's anyone who goes to Spill knows a Barney Miller.
Right. Hey, fuck y'all. You guys got to check out some Marty Miller.
I
Unfortunately,
feel
they're
so
probably
old.
only going to
I
ever
feel so
release the
old.
first season.
Why is that?
Just because nobody remembers Barney Miller.
Because
Barney
enough
Miller was
people
great.
won't sign
Yeah,
Beau's
well,
petition.
Like,
And
yeah, exactly.
nobody's gonna watch Fish.
Why
which is a
won't
great
you
show,
assholes
too.
go to my IMDb site?
All
Fuck
right,
you.
all
And nobody likes
All right.
Fish too. I love Fish.
Nobody
Abe
likes
Vigoda
Fish.
is still alive,
Like
people.
Fish.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
Still
band.
alive.
No, not the
Fish
PH
sucked.
Fish.
But
No,
Bar-
Fish did suck.
But Barney Miller
Abe-
was awesome.
Yeah,
But
but
Abe
Abe
Vigoda
Vigoda
on
come
the
on.
first season.
Yeah.
Is he dead yet?
No,
he is not. He
Oh.
is
Was he
alive.
90?
Every fucking year, come hell or high water, CNN actually has a thing like on their front page of their website.
Vigoda
Abe
is still
Vigoda is still
alive.
alive. I swear to God, they practically come out and just say it exactly like that. Oh my God, Abe Vigoda is still alive. He was in the fucking Godfather, y'all.
Did you guys see that interview with Ernest Borgnine? They talk to him. He's like 91 years old.
You had me at Ernest Borgnine.
And they ask him. He's on a talk show, and they like say, "So you're 91, and you look so vibrant. How have you managed to stay young?" He's like, "I don't really want to say." They're like, "No, tell us."
I watch reruns of Airwolf.
No.
I drink the blood of virgins.
He whispers into the mic, "I masturbate a lot."
Yeah.
I'm gonna live forever.
And they're all like,
Light up the sky, lights its face.
That is why
Holy
91-year-old
hell.
people are cool, because they'll say anything.
Something I've never heard of: The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I saw this on
make that
when
up?
he sent out when Leon sent out the email on here's what we're going to discuss.
Leon,
I was
you
like,
made that up,
He's
didn't
just
you?
fucking.
No.
With
I
us.
thought he was linking to the IHOP children's
He
mess.
is totally
menu.
fucking with us.
Flapjack is a cartoon it's almost a ripoff of SpongeBob, but a very dark, twisted ripoff of SpongeBob with Brian Doyle Murray as his pirate called Knuckles.
I finally get this. See, Leon does not just watch Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. Leon watches Cartoon Network all day long. So he is aware of things that we here in the semi-adult world of LEOG aren't normally aware of.
Well, you know what? If you're the kind of person who may watch SpongeBob because it reminds you of Ren and Stimpy, watch Flapjack because you really get the Ren and Stimpy experience all over again.
Okay. I didn't. I actually, it's one of these ones I downloaded and because it looked interesting. It was like, and it said uncomfortable humor, and
Yes.
I was like, oh well, now I see why Leon likes it. I mean, it's the same reason he likes the drama films.
It's
that
like
he likes.
having a wedgie and laughing at the same time.
I've never heard of Flapjack. Until that email went out where you mentioned it.
Yeah.
That said, I do have like 11
That's weird because that's our nickname.
Well,
for
Jason,
you
I know
when you're
you're-
not around.
I do have 11 or 12 different SpongeBob DVDs.
That's the thing,
at home.
Jason. I know you're a huge fan of SpongeBob,
Yeah.
and you've probably seen them all.
But you don't even have any kids. What is
I know,
your
I know.
excuse?
You've watched the ones where they replaced Tom Kenny with that sad impersonator, and you can tell it's not Tom Kenny
Yeah, that
doing
makes
the voice
me
of. Yeah,
depressed.
it bugs me too. But as you like SpongeBob, I would suggest to you move over to Flapjack.
I'll
Watch
check it
that a
out.
few times.
You guys are being elitist about the voice actors on SpongeBob SquarePants?
Shit, yeah.
I
Hey.
never want to hear shit about Buffy the Vampire Slayer again, okay? Because that is about 8 steps higher on that geek pyramid towards like that nadir of like LARPing than Buffy the Vampire
I
Slayer.
beg to differ, my friend.
Yeah, I do too.
Because voice actors are this unsung heroes.
No. I agree with that. But
In a
knowing who
world.
the voice actors are and arguing about it for the one for SpongeBob SquarePants is a whole different story.
Actually,
Don't be hating just because you don't know.
Yeah, sorry, you're wrong. You're so totally and completely wrong that you think you're right, which pretty much puts you in a dimension that can only be described as
being
insane
in-
land.
as being one of the few surviving humans left in Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I gotta tell you,
don't know.
I can talk to just about anybody about SpongeBob. I bring up Buffy, and suddenly I'm a fucking pariah in the room.
Wow.
Well, and now we're divided again.
Yeah, it's a Jew broad that fights Dracula. What do you want?
I told you, that's Anita Schweinberg, Vampire Stunner. It's different.
All right.
It's amazing.
Schlepping her steaks all over.
So, oi, gonna get a schnorr over here to take the steaks.
It's amazing when the geek lines are drawn. I love it. I love it.
Shut up, base bitch.
and I'm pretty sure LARPing is at that top.
No, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
it
No,
is.
no matter what kind of geek you are, maybe you are into role-playing games or even filk singing, you can always laugh at the LARPers.
Yeah, you can rationalize whatever
I
it is
think
that
even-
you do as much as you want, but really there'll always be the LARPers.
I'll bet.
Even LARPers laugh at filkers. Sorry.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
I'll
I think
bet
so.
we
but
get-
at least filkers can play a musical instrument. I mean, come on.
What the hell is a
That's
filker?
gotta
What is
be
a filker? I don't know.
Well, you know when
Filking-
like you come in a guy's ass and the other
No,
guy
that's
No,
felching.
Oh,
okay.
Filking is singing medieval folk songs.
Filking, like
Like
once
pretending
upon
you're
a
a
time
bard?
at a sci-fi convention, a bunch of people got up like in one of the conference rooms and they started playing these like little folk songs they had made up about like Star Trek and science fiction and crap like that. And somebody said, "Oh, it's filk music." I don't know why they
that got
chose
that.
that particular appellation, but
You know what
they
drives
did.
me crazy
And
is
there's
that-
a whole little sub scene every time you go to like a great big science fiction convention. There's like a big mob of filkers, and they all play their songs about Buffy the Vampire
What drives me
Slayer.
crazy is that
and-
as
and-
hard
loots
as
and
this
stuff?
had been with all the and honestly, I do blame the fans to some level, but the other part is just some sort of internet wave attack that happened against